Welcome to Discern with Jim Denison. Today is Friday, November 26th. I'm Ross filling in for Jess. Good to see you, Jim.
Good to see you as well. Hope your Thanksgiving went well.
And yours as well. So it's Friday, and in our culture, this is Black Friday. This seems to be a highly American, almost holiday, as it were, that may be unique to our country, and maybe it's elsewhere. But I know that for me, over the years, Black Friday had kind of become this ritual almost. I remember getting up really early and trying to get my PlayStation 3 at Best Buy, and kind of going through that whole thing. And there's a time when that was kind of fun. But it's definitely turned into something that I don't want to participate in each year. But there's this weird thing I kind of wanted to talk about today, which is even though I know I don't really want to participate in the chaos of the shopping, I feel drawn into it. So today's article, we're actually going to hit on some of the things going on with Black Friday. And so from the Los Angeles Times, holiday shoppers beware. Black Friday deals are shaping up to be underwhelming. Seasonal discounts on electronics, sporting goods, and appliances are all significantly shallower than last year, according to Adobe Inc., amid tight inventories, robust consumer spending, and rising inflation. You're not going to find your typical Black Friday deals, said Gabriela Santaniello, founder of retail consultant A-Line Partners. There's not enough inventory in the channel for anybody to be significantly promotional. You can just kiss that goodbye. During the pandemic, retailers have discounted less because supply chain issues lowered inventories. And now, in its most important shopping season, the industry is betting that it can offset inflation with fewer deals while not hurting demand. So, Jim, I think, the supply chain component of this has only made maybe the urgency to jump on the deals that do exist even higher. And so for me, even though I don't want to participate in the chaos of Black Friday, there's some urge within me that pulls me in. It's like, but I need to get that deal, or, gosh, if they're giving that good of a deal, shouldn't I be participating? And I almost feel like I'm missing out on Friday when I sit out. What is behind this pull that I'm experiencing?
Yeah, part of it is obviously excellent marketing. We know that for those that are in retail, a huge percentage of their annual profits, their bottom line is generated during the holidays. And so they're good at this. In fact, they're better at advertising than we are at resisting. They have demographic data that causes them, Ross, to know exactly what it is that you and I and people like us are wanting, and they're able to market in a very, very effective way. And that's part of what we're experiencing. But part of the reason I think that's so effective is that it speaks to something that's deep inside us, I think, in this Western culture where we find ourselves. You and I have inherited a tradition that goes all the way back to Plato and Aristotle that essentially says know yourself is the path to knowledge and to flourishing, and that the world is what you see it to be. Seeing is believing. Materialism is really the essence of reality in a philosophical sense. And so the more material you possess, the more valuable you are. Your bottom line is the bottom line. And so our culture just taught us that we are what we drive, we are what we wear, we are what our latest television and the dining room or in the den might look to be. We project this appearance to other people of prosperity so as to feel more prosperous ourselves. One of the cities in which I pastored, I was told there that something like 90% of the people that were members of that country club had borrowed from the bank to be able to do so. That it was so important to them to be in that club, so important to have that kind of appearance of prosperity, that they were willing to borrow in order to be able to do that. So there's a pull in us in this culture that says, I'm not what I think I am. I'm not what you think I am. I'm what I think you think I am. And if I think you're measuring me in material prosperity terms, well, then I'll get up early. I'll get up at 4 a.m. to try to get the best deal so as to appear to be as prosperous as possible.
Yeah, I think that the obsession with materials and things that the culture kind of drives, it can definitely consume us. I think that when I think about, for me, the Black Friday pull, it is largely about, gosh, getting that thing which I need for this other purpose, and I can get it cheaper. Why would I not jump on that opportunity? You're right. The marketing is definitely working. A concept, too, that troubles me sometimes, even as I try to process Christmas, is there's this pull that's positive and good to give generously. But then I think the danger in that can become, well, am I trying to create happiness in my family through the stuff? And so is there a level of happiness I'm trying to reach, and how much do I need to put into that to reach the right level. It's like, wait a minute, something gets out of whack there. Have you experienced that? Have you seen that in culture?
Absolutely. Seen it myself as a father and a grandparent. The pressure to want to please our kids, the pressure to give them what they want because I feel so gratified when they are happy. And a lot of that's a good thing. I want my kids and my grandkids to be happy. I think I was wired by God to want that. But to decide that I can purchase that on a level that's sustaining and significant is not necessarily true. A lot of us with kids and grandkids know how quickly the new wears off, how quickly the new toy breaks, or they're on to the next thing or whatever it might be. But we're measuring success this way. We want our kids to like us. We want our grandkids to like us. We know what they want, and therefore if we meet their need, then they will like us better. All that's kind of, I think, some of the psychology in this. We don't want our kids to be the only people on the block that didn't get the new bike, that didn't get the latest Xbox, that isn't wearing the clothes everybody's wearing. And so there's some competition, some vicarious living that's going inside all of this too. So I think the thing to do, Ross, is to pull back and ask ourselves and pray through this. Why am I doing this? There can be a positive reason that we're giving these things to our kids, our grandkids. But if the reason I'm doing this is to feel a personal gratification or a personal sense of worth, I might need to think about that. I might need to pray about that. I'm making my kids a means to the end of me feeling better about myself because of what I gave them. At that point, I'm trying to fill a God-shaped emptiness with stuff, and it doesn't work. Our hearts are restless till they rest in Him. And at the end of the day, what my kids need most is my unconditional love, my unconditional support, a godly parent who will pray for them and model Jesus to them. And I can't purchase that. Nothing I can give them will replace what Jesus has already given us. And the greatest goal of Christmas, of course, is to celebrate that gift and teach our families how to do that as well.
That's helpful, Jim. I think it's important to note, this isn't a commentary we're making here on the amount people should spend, or that there's some limit, there's some magic limit where now it's suddenly consumerism, whereas before it was generous, and now it's not about that at all. I like what you said, that we just have to look at our heart. Like, what is motivating? I could give $1 million gift in the wrong heart or in the right heart, and I can give $1 gift in the same way. And so it's really just more about what's motivating us in this season. Last year, we had a really special memory with Christmas. We hadn't built this little Christmas fort for our kids in a long time because my boys are getting older. But we just decided, we're just going to do that. And it wasn't about the stuff. It was just about an experience that we thought would create that sense of wonder, that really we think Christmas is meant to promote, is just wonder at what God has done through this amazing gift. That was the best gift last year. And in this year it might be something that we buy, and that's fine. But I think it was just a really sweet reminder that, it's that sense of wonder. It's that amazing, gracious gift that God gave that can motivate us this season, not necessarily this drive to hit some magic happiness bar.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. At the end of the day, we're a means to an end, aren't we? We want our kids to know Jesus. We want our grandchildren to know the Lord. We want Christmas to be about Him. We want their memories when they look back on Christmas growing up to be about time spent honoring Him, worshiping Him. One of the traditions that my wife started for our boys as soon as they were old enough was we got the old family Bible out and we took turns reading the Christmas story to them. And then when they got old enough, then they would join us in reading the Christmas story just a bit. And then they would pick out also, as part of the Christmas season, out of toy catalogs, they would circle toys that we were going to purchase for other children. And then every year they would go to the toy store with my wife and me. They would participate in that. They would take part of their allowance to purchase these toys that then we would go to a local benevolence that we support in Dallas. They would help us wrap them. They would help us bring them down. And they would participate in giving these to this benevolence so they could be given to children. And so anything we can do by way of traditions to help our children remember the story of Christmas itself and participate in giving to others in need through their own means is, I think, teaching the proper purpose of Christmas in a way that transcends the holiday and becomes an experience that can be transformational all year long.
Yeah, I love ways to promote the joy of giving to your kids. And I think you gave some examples there. And I'd encourage our audience, if you have programs through your church or through school or community, to engage your kids in what it feels like to bless someone else, then I think they're getting the spirit of Christmas. And certainly they'll experience it in your home as well. And yeah, again, it's Black Friday. As we get into December, here it comes. I think this is a great reminder for me to just keep what's important, important. Take the distractions and the chaos and call them what they are, and to try to not keep up with something that's not real, but just be reassured that, God has this season just like every season, and that he's going to use us even amidst this time, especially so to celebrate the gift of his son. And so these are just good encouragements, Jim. Thank you for these words today. And I hope everybody has a great weekend. And we'll see you right back here next time on Discern.